Let's now speak with parliamentary correspondent Joseph Opoku-Gakpo. It appears there's been quite a lot happening in Parliament today. What has been the reaction of the majority to the issues that have come up, particularly the COVID-19 issues raised by the minority?
Let's start with that. For those on the majority side, they say they're waiting for the Speaker to eventually admit this motion in question and get it moved on the floor, and they will then put out the official response. But they appear to very much disagree with the very idea that a parliamentary probe should be instituted into this. First of all, they make the point that this is something that the Transport Minister has been in Parliament to respond to questions in relation to and offer the necessary details on how much has accrued and provided details on the work that Frontier has done and who has gotten how much from that. And so this whole push for an idea of a parliamentary probe may not exactly be necessary. And the bit having to do with the Sputnik vaccine, the point they make is no money has been lost, and so then why will you be probing if you institute a bipartisan parliamentary probe?
How about the surcharge by the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, James Klucha-Aveji?
First of all, we've gotten some responses on Joy FM a little earlier in the evening on Newsnight from some officials at the Ministry of Works and Housing. The minister himself has been explaining that he had directed his chief director to write officially to the chairman of the appointment of the Public Accounts Committee about his inability to show up today. And he was a bit surprised that that letter didn't get to the committee chairman before the sitting was called, and the chairman was unhappy with his inability to show up. We're waiting to hear what again would happen, but the other defense that's been coming from the majority side is that usually when the ministers are unavailable, their deputies would come represent them at the sitting of the committee, because the laws actually are very emphatic that a minister or the deputy has to lead any agency that's coming to the Public Accounts Committee. Because the deputies have not been sworn in yet, then it leaves a bit of a gap in terms of someone representing the minister when the minister himself is unavailable, which may have contributed to this. But they're looking forward to resolving this tomorrow, and we get the hint that it's likely the two ministers may show up tomorrow when the committee would actually be meeting officials from the Energy Ministry and also the Education Ministry, as in the two ministers for roads and highways as well as works and housing, may just come around tomorrow to offer some explanation and seek to purge themselves of the anger that is being poured out from the committee following their inability to appear today.
Have you since spoken with the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee?
He was very emphatic at the sitting of the committee that they want to send out a clear message that you can't take the committee for granted.
But after the response from the ministries you talk about, have you been able to speak with him?
Not yet. We're waiting to hear what he will say tomorrow when the sitting resumes.
Joseph Opoku-Gakpo is my colleague and correspondent at Parliament, watching out for us.